In this video, I'm going to show you how to install texture packs on crafting and building. The first thing you want to do is you want to open up any web browser like you normally would, such as Google Chrome. Okay, then all you want to do is you want to look up this website over here that says mcpecentral.com, and this is a free website where you're able to find a bunch of texture packs that are actually both for Minecraft and for crafting and building. So what's really cool about crafting and building is that you could import texture packs that are normally designed for Minecraft Bedrock over onto crafting and building without any changes. So in my opinion, that is honestly pretty cool. So you want to select on these three bars right over here. Then you want to go ahead and scroll down, and as you're able to tell, you guys can sort between texture packs, seeds, etc. So let's just go ahead and select on texture packs right over here. Then it's going to bring you a bunch of posts that looks like this. So what I recommend that you guys do is browse the website a little bit and find some texture packs that you want to install. So for this video, let's go ahead and install one of these texture packs over here. So some of these pages actually include like full-on collections and stuff like that of texture packs, which in my opinion is pretty cool. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to select on it, and typically it is going to give you a bunch of images of the pack itself, and you want to just scroll down until you see a download button. So here's the download button right over here in this example, and you just want to go ahead and press on that link right there. And then afterwards, you want to scroll down, then you want to press on this download button right over here. All right, it is now going to be installed. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to open up the Google Play Store like you normally would, and that is because we're going to be installing a file managing app. Now, in theory, you could do this process without the file managing app. However, I strongly recommend installing it because it is just going to make everything significantly easier. Okay, once you guys are over here, go to the bottom menu, select on the search bar, then go ahead and look up File Manager just like so. Now, you just want to go ahead and scroll down, and you want to find this app in particular. Make sure that it has the exact same logo as mine right over here, and also double check that it says File Manager Plus, and that is because there's actually like many apps called File Manager, but you want to install this one over here. You could also use the Archiver as well, but in my opinion, this is definitely one of the more beginner-friendly ones. Afterwards, you installed it, you just want to go ahead and press on Open. Then it is going to give you a bunch of folders that look like this, but do not be overwhelmed. Just select on the download folder right over here. Then you want to go ahead and scroll down and find the texture pack that you did just download. So for us, here's the texture pack. It is called purplish.mc pack. And what you want to do is you want to find the file and long press on it. Then you want to select on this option that says rename. And if your texture pack ends in .mcpack.zip, what you want to do is you want to get rid of the .zip at the end. However, sometimes you could get lucky and the pack already ends in .mcpack. And if that's the case, you are good to go. You don't need to do any modifications. But the point is, you want to make sure that the file name ends in .mcpack, not .mcpack.zip or .mcpack.7z or anything like that. You just want to make sure that it ends in .mcpack, then press on done, then select on it. And now what you want to do is you want to do this part, which is very important. You want to go to the bottom menu, select on these three dots that says more, select on open with, and then instead of pressing on Minecraft, you want to look for crafting and building. So here's crafting and building, and then you just want to press on just once or always. Regardless, it will get the job done. And now it is going to open up crafting and building for you. And I'm honestly just amazed that crafting and building allows you to import texture packs like this. So anyways, once you're done with that, it is then going to say successfully imported. Then you want to press on settings. Then you want to go to the left menu, select on texture packs. Then you want to select on my packs, find your texture pack, select on activate. Then it is going to be underneath here where it says active. Then what you want to do is you want to close out of your settings right over here. And then as you're able to tell, it is actually going to completely transform our game. All right, guys, and as you're able to tell, the textures are now completely changed. And I'm honestly still amazed. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial.